It's nothing short of a miracle. I fixed my shoulder impingement and eliminated the pain it caused. I've had some degree of shoulder pain for the last 5 years. Well, at least up until last year. I thought I'd have to live with it for the rest of my life, and I have you, the subscribers, to thank. Some of you commented on a video I did a year ago that I should try hanging from a bar every day to fix my impingement. I was skeptical, but there are quite a few of you saying the same thing, so I gave it a try. Today I'll go over not only what I did, but the types of shoulder issues this fixes and when you shouldn't be using this method of rehabilitation. I got my information from a book written by the originator of the therapy, Doctor Kirsch, an orthopedic surgeon. In the book, he recommends a combination of passive hanging and weight training and claims it'll relieve most shoulder pain issues. We'll go into the weighted exercises, but first, let's look at the conditions it helps. Even if your shoulders are in great shape, you should be doing this exercise to prevent injury and pain. In addition to prevention, it helps with subacromial impingement syndrome, rotator cuff injury, and frozen shoulder. Impingement happens when the tendons that pass between the top of the upper arm or humerus and the tip of the shoulder or acromion get pinched, and these tendons rub on the bones, causing pain. Frozen shoulder is caused by inflammation of the shoulder capsule, limiting the mobility of the joint. This brings us to the first limitation. If you can't lift your arm parallel with the horizon, then you shouldn't hang from a bar, as the damage could be bad enough that surgery is the only option. Dr. Kirsch also states people with unstable or dislocated shoulders, in very poor health, or who have severe osteoporosis should avoid hanging from a bar. And in all cases, if you have ongoing shoulder pain, you should see a doctor to get a proper diagnosis. Hanging does more than stretch the tendons and ligaments. There's evidence that the acromial bone can bend and remodel while one hangs, creating more room for the tendons. There's a couple of things happening while we're hanging from a bar. One is we're stretching the shoulder capsule, which relieves frozen shoulder. The other is we're stretching the shoulder blade restraints, which allows for full rotation and elevation. One of the things I noticed when I first started hanging was my shoulder blade stayed down. I was really tight in my mid-back, and it took a few 30-second sessions before my shoulder blades relaxed enough to elevate and let my shoulders raise towards my ears. The way I progressed hanging is a little different than Dr. Kirsch. I started hanging with my palms facing forward, like you would do with a pull-up, for 30 seconds every day, and it was only a matter of a few days before my shoulders started to feel noticeably better. I progressed this slowly over a few months until I could do it for a minute and a half. Dr. Kirsch recommends hanging for shorter durations of 10 to 30 seconds and repeating it over a 10 to 15 minute time period. Depending on how strong you are, your body weight, or the level of discomfort it causes, you may not be able to put your full weight on the bar. In that case, you'll want to keep your feet on the floor with your knees and hips bent to partially support your weight. I was hanging off one of those doorway pull-up bars, and they're low enough I could reach the floor for support. Doorway pull-up bars are easy to set up and comfortable to hang from. The weightlifting part of this program is very light, using between 1 to 8 pounds for high repetitions of between 30 to 45. These exercises are to be done right after hanging. He recommends 3 exercises: forward, lateral, and extension raises. Palms should be down on all 3 movements. He uses a very large range of motion on all exercises, but states to avoid ranges that cause pain. Lateral and front raises are common exercises. For the dumbbell shoulder extensions, you need to bend forward at the hips with your knees bent. Don't let your back round, keep it flat and in a natural position. Then start with your palms forward and arms straight down. Move your arms back and up for the required number of repetitions. As your shoulders heal, you can back off from daily hanging to 2 to 3 times a week. A way to train your shoulders with a reduced risk of injury is resistance bands. Watch this video next to see resistance band exercises you can do to build and strengthen your shoulders so we can keep working out while having fun. This is Lawrence from Fit and 50. We'll talk to you again in the next one.